As you're about to see, despite the way that it looks, KLM 777-200 business class is still a mighty fine way to travel between Europe and the United States. And speaking of mighty fine, thanks as always to Surfshark for sponsoring this video. What's up, everyone? Welcome to Schiphol Airport in Amsterdam. My name is Scott. Yep, that guy from SANspotter.com. And I'm here this morning to catch KLM flight number 605 to San Francisco. Actually, that 777-200 right there, that's my plane, but there are still a few hours to go until departure, so I'm going to have to find something else to do for a while. And I'll tell you what, I can't think of many other airports that are better for killing time in as Schiphol is. It's also probably a really good place to kill yourself if you're not paying attention, so be careful. This is a really good plane spotting airport as well, at least if you're into KLM and Delta, so there are absolutely no excuses for getting bored in this place. Okay, hypothetically, let's say, and I know this is crazy, but let's say that you do end up getting bored while waiting for your flight here in Amsterdam. In that case, you'll be really happy to know that the Wi-Fi here is fast. And combined with a powerful VPN such as Surfshark, you'll be able to stream regionally restricted content from all over the world, as well as being able to get some work done safely and securely without worrying about anyone intercepting the data going to and from your device. Just simply launch the Surfshark app, select from the list of servers in over 100 countries, press connect, and voila. All of the data being transmitted to and from your device is encrypted and completely safe from anyone monitoring the network. It's awesome, and it's also the only VPN that I've used since 2019. Anyway, if you want in on this, you're in luck, because it's really easy to get Surfshark and all of its amazing features for a really great price. Using the promo code SCOTT, in conjunction with the link in the description below, you can get Surfshark for 85% off what they normally charge to new subscribers. They're also going to throw in an extra 3 months on top of that for free, but you have to act really fast because this deal is only good until December 31st, 2022. It just blows my mind that anyone would be bored in this airport, though. As a KLM business class passenger, it would be absolutely foolish of me to miss out on the KLM Crown Lounge located in the center of the terminal. I'm not normally a lounge guy, but I am hungry, so here we go. Oh, and I didn't know it at the time, but these houses will make another appearance much later in the review. Stay tuned for that. Anyway, this does look nice, but it is really crowded, so this might be a challenge. Unless I wanted a drink, of course. Yeah, the bar located on the second level is the place to be for anyone looking for some peace and quiet, but this isn't going to work for me. I need real food. Now that is what I'm talking about. Yeah, this multi-station buffet on the lower level was exactly what I was looking for, and it had pretty much everything from eggs and sausage to fruits and vegetables to soup to nuts. This was easily one of the best spreads of food I've seen in a lounge recently, and the only problem I had was having enough restraint not to go overboard. What do you think? Too much? Or too little? I didn't think it was enough, actually, but past experience has taught me that it's dangerously irresponsible to load up on lounge food before a long international flight. There's going to be a lot more food on the plane. There always is. Looks like it's going to be gate E5 today, and so far, we seem to be right on schedule. By the way, the plane taking me to San Francisco today is wearing the KLM Asia livery, which is pretty neat because, for those of you who don't know, KLM Asia is a wholly owned subsidiary of KLM that's actually registered in Taiwan. The reason for doing it was so that they could fly to Taipei without compromising their traffic rights to mainland China. Anyway, it's complicated, but it's a neat workaround nonetheless. So, here we go. Amsterdam to San Francisco, nonstop, in business class, and even though it may not be the best business class seat in the world, I'll take it. Especially since I booked this reservation at the very last minute because I forgot to book a flight home from this trip to Europe, and I didn't notice until the day that I left. Yes, I am that stupid. Business class on the KLM 777-200 consists of 34 seats in a 2-2-2 layout. It's broken up into 2 cabins separated by a galley, and I am in the forward section today. This is seat 2K, and yeah, it's a seat you've seen many times on this channel already, but it's kind of neat to see it in KLM form. Looks like we've got some full-size pillows and blankets and an amenity kit, and so far, I can't complain about this at all. It's basically a miracle that I was able to find last-minute award availability because, well, I probably would have taken a cinder block if that's all they had left. For comparison's sake, this actually looks like a vintage version of the American Airlines flagship business class seat on the A321T with the same annoying power outlet and audio port locations. So, first things first, let's have a quick look at the amenity kit, which, as you might have guessed, contained items that were either blue or white. You gotta give KLM credit for staying on brand as much as possible. And, by the way, that eye mask would prove to be a total lifesaver just a few hours later. Pre-departure drinks came next, and I went with water, as usual, and it was quickly followed up by the menu. I'll give you a closer look at it after we take off, but, spoiler alert, it was full of really good stuff. Alright, we are just about ready to go, and I'm actually getting really excited about this because I've never flown KLM long haul before, so this is something that I've been itching to do for quite some time. Oh, and legroom is excellent, by the way. And as far as the seat itself goes, well, it's okay. Scheduled flying time to San Francisco is just 10 hours and 45 minutes, which seems kind of fast for a westbound transatlantic flight to the West Coast, but what do I know? I'm just going to assume that the pilots did the math right. Anyway, since there's not usually much to talk about during the departure process, let's talk about money. More specifically, how much I actually had to spend to sit in this seat today. All in, it cost me 135,000 KLM Flying Blue points, plus $323 in taxes and fees. I feel like I got a decent deal on the points redemption, but having to pay hundreds of dollars in taxes and fees on top of that is just flat-out robbery, in my opinion. And you just know that those taxes and fees are only going to increase as time goes on. It sucks. Oh, and if you're curious, it would have cost me $7,412 US to purchase this ticket outright. So yeah, I got it for just a fraction of that, but that still doesn't make me feel any less salty about the taxes and fees. By the way, if you love the sound of a Boeing 777 at full throttle, I highly recommend checking out the full takeoff video that I uploaded to my second channel. It's worth it because this departure sounded good. Despite what Amsterdam to San Francisco seems like, maybe only 20% of this route involves flying over water. We're headed in a northwest direction, which will take us right over. Hold on, everything came apart on me during the takeoff. There we go. Like I was saying, we'll fly directly over the UK, Iceland, and then Greenland before entering North America over the Northwest Passages in Canada. By the way, the video screens in these seats are surprisingly nice considering how old they are, and there seemed to be a decent amount of just-released content to choose from, so the only real issue I had was choosing something. It wasn't easy. I think I've decided on Bullet Train, or perhaps the new Minions movie. I'm not sure. Either way, I know I'll be able to hear everything in total clarity thanks to these noise-canceling headphones. The audio jack placement is highly inconvenient, though. You know, I'm not really sure why more airlines don't do this, but cheese is the perfect snack, in my opinion. But if you watch my channel long enough, you should already know that. I paired it with a Coke Zero and a glass of water, and I think I'm going to go with the rice Thai chicken for the main course. You can pause the video if you want a better look at the menu, but I will say that everything looked great, even the wine. Kicking off the meal service tonight is an appetizer consisting of shrimp, olives, tomatoes, and wasabi mayo, which was excellent, though if I'm being honest, I think I would have preferred to have another bowl of that cheese. Or maybe cheese and shrimp? Shoulda, coulda, woulda, I guess. So, here we go with the main course, and even if this was terrible, which it wasn't, I'd still be thrilled to death for the opportunity to bring back proper chicken and rice content to my videos. It's been far too long, hasn't it? Everything was excellent, by the way. It was hot, fresh, and not at all low quality. It's really hard to get rice right on an airplane, but they totally nailed this. Dessert was good, but totally irresponsible of me considering how many calories that I've consumed so far, but it's fun to be irresponsible sometimes, right? Bullet Train was excellent, by the way. Nope, still not dark yet, but it is time to go to bed. But first, a visit to the loo is in order, which seemed so-so at first glance, but see? I told you that you'd see these little houses again. Interestingly enough, this isn't the last you'll see of them. It's also worth noting that window seat passengers don't have direct access to the aisle, but stepping over the legs of the person in the aisle seat isn't difficult at all. Of course, it's less awkward if you know that person, but still. Anyway, I'm going to try to get some sleep now, and despite all that caffeine, sugar, and calories I've just consumed, it was that freaking light above my head that made it the most difficult to sleep. Fast forward 3 hours and I'm hanging in there. Barely. Looks like the economy cabin is maybe 50% occupied today, so pretty much everybody had an empty seat next to them. I even saw a lot of people with an entire row to themselves, so economy class wouldn't have been that bad of a place to be on today's flight. Business class doesn't suck either, of course, though it does look like I missed out on some ice cream while I was sleeping, which was probably for the best. Speaking of ice, check out this view. Well, there's about an hour and a half to go, and I'm about to eat a Dutch hamburger. Actually, my American-centric thinking had me assuming that it would be American style, but it wasn't until I unwrapped it that I realized that my assumptions were incorrect. It was actually a little spicy, a little chewy, and I think I liked it. No, I know for a fact that I liked it. That was good. So, after yet another great meal, I think it's safe to declare that KLM business class food is a solid 7 out of 10. Oh, and check this out. The cabin crew handed these out to all business class passengers just before landing, and I had no idea what it was at the time. Turns out it's filled with Dutch gin that you're not supposed to drink, so okay. But it was still a neat little gift, though, and a perfect way to end a really great KLM business class experience. I still haven't quite figured out what I'm going to do with it, though. Anyway, was this worth 135,000 miles and $323 in taxes and fees? Yes and no. Yes, because it was an extremely comfortable flight with an excellent cabin crew. For the most part, this was an exceptional long-haul business class experience. And no, because I've seen pictures and video of KLM's newest business class seats, and, well, the ones here on the 777-200 seem a little archaic compared to those. Heck, there aren't even that many transatlantic airlines with long-haul business class seats in a 222 configuration anymore, so it wouldn't be all that difficult to find a better seat on another airline or even KLM. But, as I said, this was a last-minute booking due to an astonishing amount of negligence and incompetence on my part, so it worked out just fine, I guess. And on that happy note, welcome to San Francisco. were actually 45 minutes ahead of schedule, which didn't really help me any, because I did remember to book a flight home to San Diego from here, and that doesn't depart for another 2.5 hours. Still though, if anything, this experience has got me really looking forward to trying KLM's newest long-haul business class seat, whenever that may be. Combined with that excellent KLM onboard service, I'll bet it'll be an experience to remember. As long as I remember to book the ticket, that is. I'm such an idiot. Huge thanks as always to everyone here on this list. These are the SANspotter patrons, and their kindness and generosity is what helps to make these videos possible. Really, I mean it. I appreciate each and every person on this list. I also appreciate you, the lone person who made it all the way to the end of this video. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one, which is going to be a review of Air Canada 777-300ER business class from Montreal to Paris. It's going to be good.